Welcome to the practical classes. In class 12 we have so many experiments. Basically 3 types of experiments we have to do. Number 1 is called volumetric analysis, second is salt analysis, and third is content based experiment. Okay, in the volumetric analysis we have some experiments. In that category we have experiment number 1 here. Okay, the aim of the experiment is to determine the molarity and strength of the given solution of potassium permanganate by titrating against M/50 oxalic acid solution. Okay, you will be given M/50 oxalic acid solution. By using that solution, you have to determine the molarity and strength of KMnO4 solution. Okay, the chemical equations involved are, you see, 2 KMnO4 plus 3H2SO4 gives K2SO4 plus 2 MnSO4 plus 3H2O plus 5O natural oxygen. Okay, then here we are using hydrated oxalic acid. Therefore, it is written that COH dot 2H2O plus natural oxygen gives 2CO2 plus 3H2O. Okay, in order to cancel the natural oxygen, here 5 natural oxygens are there. So multiply equation 2 by 5. We have the net equation as 2 KMnO4 plus 5 oxalic acid gives K2SO4 plus 10 CO2 plus 2 MnSO4 plus 10 18H2O. Okay, you have to remember basically the ionic equations. Okay, here ionic equation is MnO4 minus plus 8H plus 5 electron, because here if the oxygen state of manganese is plus 7, so 5 electrons are added to give Mn2 plus 4H2O. Potassium permanganate ion is reduced to Mn2 plus. And oxalic acid, the oxalate ion is oxidized to carbon dioxide. So C2O4 2 minus gives 2 CO2 plus 2 electrons. Okay, 2 electrons are here and 5 electrons are given here. In order to cancel, multiply equation 2 by 5 and equation 1 by 2. So this is the net ionic equation, that is 2 MnO4 minus plus 16H plus 5 C2O4 2 minus gives 2 Mn2 plus 10 CO2 plus 8 H2O. Okay. Now the chemical required, 2 chemicals are important. One is called M/50 oxalic acid 100 ml and KMnO4 solution 100 ml. Second is apparatus required. Here you see is a burette. This is a burette. Okay, pipette of 20 ml. This is pipette of 20 ml. Then here you need to take conical flask. This is conical flask. Okay, this is beaker. Funnel is also required. Tripod stand. This tripod stand is here. Okay, and burette stand is here. This is the burette stand. Okay, and then we will discuss the indicator. Indicator is KMnO4 self indicator. It is purple color. Okay, so it will be changing to colorless. Colorless solution turning to permanent pink. This is the end point. Colorless solution to permanent pink. And observation table. Okay, the volume of oxalic acid solution to be taken for each titration is 20 ml. So in the table we have 5 columns. Number 1 is first column number of observation. Second IBR, initial burette reading in ml. Final burette reading FBR in ml. Difference final burette reading minus initial burette reading in ml, and remarks. So then we perform the experiment. Here I am taking, first of all, the burette is to be rinsed. It is washed. First of all, it is to be washed because it is kept in the laboratory for a long time. So by using the tap water, we have to first of all wash it. So we have to wash several times. Then, okay, after washing it, then we have to rinse the burette with the potassium permanganate solution with which we perform the experiment. So by taking small amount of about 5 ml of potassium permanganate, we have to rotate here like this to rinse the burette, so that the concentration of KMnO4 solution taken in the burette cannot be changed. After rinsing it, we have to decant the solution from the burette. Then take fresh amount of potassium permanganate in the burette. After taking this, then you have to remove the, see, sometimes the air bubble will be there. So by holding like this, allow the, okay, now the air bubble has gone away, no problem there is. Then again you just take some more amount of KMN4. This is the initial brocade with the map. Here it is. For example, the IBR is to be 1 point, you can say 7. Okay, 1.7. The IBR is 1.7. So it is kept in the stand. Okay. Then we have to wash the flask in which we have to take what is called the IBR is 1.8. So I have to mention the IBR as 1.8. So 1.7 and 1.7. Okay. Then now let us perform that. This is oxalic acid. Okay, M/50 oxalic acid. So first of all, we have to wash this, pipette. By water, by adding what, by sucking water, we have to wash that pipette. Then throw the water solution from the flask. Then you have to first rinse the pipette with the help of the fresh solution of oxalic acid, which will be measured by this pipette. Suck about 5 ml of oxalic acid and then rinse this pipette with the help of the oxalic acid. After rinsing, throw away the solution. Then take 20 ml of oxalic acid. This is the mark here. There is a mark of 20 ml. This is the mark. Okay, you see the mark here. So we have to suck 20 ml of this. You see, the line is just above the, you can say, mark. Okay, it is on this mark, that is 20 ml taken. Now some drop is still there. We have to just strike it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All the solution is gone. 20 ml. Now we have to add 20 ml of sulfuric acid. So as the medium is acidic, we have to add 20 ml of dilute sulfuric acid. And for that purpose, we not need to take the burette help. We just add 1 drop of full drop test tube of 20 ml. It is about 20 ml of sulfuric acid. Okay, we will add it. And the temperature maintained here is about 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. So we have to warm it here. So when you heat it up to 60 to 70 Celsius, then evaluation of, that is escaping of CO2 will be easier. Therefore the solution is heated. But the temperature is already has maintained. You just touch your skin. If it is unable to touch, that means the temperature of 60 to 70 degrees Celsius has been maintained, and then titrate. So the initial protein is 1.7. We start then titrating this one. Initially the reaction is very slow and gradually the reaction becomes fast because this reaction is catalyzed by Mn2 plus ion. It is an example of autocatalysis also. So on go adding and stirring this. You see the color has achieved this final end point. That is your permanent pink color. No change is there further. Okay, now you can see the end point here. It is about 16.3. 16.3. You can see the 16.3 is the end point. Okay. So write down here the final reading is 16.3. The difference will be 14.6. Okay. So in this way, then we will throw this solution. Okay, and again we will repeat this experiment. Throw the solution, wash it carefully twice, then take again 20 ml of oxalic acid and repeat the experiment for 3 times. Okay. So when you repeat the experiment, I got the 3 times in experiment. For second time, the initial reading is 60.3. Then the final reading I got is about 30.9 and 14.6 difference. Okay. And the third one here is I have got here the initial reading is 30.9 and the final reading is equal to 45.5 and difference is equal to 14.6. So as the 3 readings are successive readings are same, this is called concordant readings. Okay. So now the calculation part is there. So in the calculation we have to, it is a redox titration. Okay. The oxidizing agent is potassium permanganate and reducing agent is oxalic acid. Therefore we have to apply the normality equation. N1 V1 is equal to N2 V2. So again we know normality is related to molarity as M into Z. So N1 V1 is equal to M1 into Z1 into V1 is equal to M2 into Z2 into V2. Okay. Z is valence factor. For potassium permanganate, valence factor is 5 because 5 electrons are transferred, and for oxalic acid, valence factor is 2 because it is diabasic acid, 2 electrons are transferred. So now from this equation we can calculate the molarity of KMnO4 is equal to molarity of oxalic acid OA retained, volume of oxalic acid into valence factor of oxalic acid. Molarity of oxalic acid is equal to 1/50 we have taken, volume of oxalic acid taken for each titration is 20 ml and Z is 2, valence factor is 2. Divided by 14.6 is the concordant reading into 5. So when you solve it, it will be about 0.01 m mole per liter. Now strength will be molarity into molar mass of KMnO4. This is 0.01 into 158, this is 1.58 gram per liter. In this way you can complete the experiment number 1. So I request you please note down all the things in your experiment copy, in your laboratory copy, and when you come to the laboratory you will work out your own experiment. Only do not fill the observation table. Okay, you just keep the observation table vacant, and in addition to we can take one more line here, table here, because in my case all the 3 readings are same. Therefore I got the concordant reading in the first, second and third experiment. So you keep it experiment 4 in extra if you have a rough reading also. Okay, thank you so much friends for experiment 1.